that we are live. There we go. Hello, everybody. It's been a long time no see. Over the past 2 days or so, I've been in Kansas City, so now I'm back home, and my book is now all cured. So I thought it would be really fun to have a flip through of it and then to maybe play in it a bit. So this is how the book turned out. So this is what it looks like right here. So I decided not to embellish the back of it. I did embellish the front a little bit more. I added my name to the front of it. And then what I did was I added 7 signatures in this book. 2 of the signatures are my jelly prints. 2 of the signatures are Karen McKoy's jelly prints. And 3 of the signatures are from PMArtistStudio's jelly prints, because I had a whole stack of PMArtistStudio jelly prints from a pack of painty papers that I bought from them. And I thought that these went really well together. As you've noticed, I did measure the top portion of it correct, but the side portion's a little bit off. But I still think that it's really cool. Hi, Zal. How are you doing? Good to see you. Hi. So this is how the journal turned out. And once again, it features jelly prints from myself, Karen McKoy, and PMArtistStudio. So I do want to thank Karen McKoy because I bought one of her jelly printing journals and I actually cut it down and removed the backing to it so that I could put it in here. And a big thank you to PMArtistStudio also for their jelly prints as well. So let's go ahead and take a flip through in here. Oh, yes, I'm doing really well. I've had a really exhausting weekend, so I'm actually back from Kansas City. But it's good to see you. So let's go ahead and just take a flip through real quick, and then after we do the flip through, we can play in it some. So the first 2 signatures are going to be my jelly prints. So I'm just gonna do like a quick flip through of it. Some of them are regular jelly prints like this one, and some of them are actually transfers, like these are image transfers on this page, which I think turned out pretty nice. Um, this one is an image transfer. This one's just like a roll off. Some more roll off pages. I like that some of these pages are blank so that I can literally do whatever I want to it. So that's kind of nice. But lots of different colors in here. Like this one has a bunch of stamping in it. So it has some stamped flowers. This is part of a transfer. This is both an image transfer as well as some stamps in here. I really love how this pattern turned out. I think it's really pretty. And then here's the other half of this transfer over here. So this is actually a transfer that I did with the pan pastels. So that's why there's some color in there. That's actually the pan pastel that showed through, which is really fun. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of flip through here a bit. Beautiful colors in here. I'm really, really excited to play in this. I think this will be a great journal to have fun in. And then this second one is also my prints. So these are my jelly prints as well. And then I also have some magazine images in here. So this was actually one that I did an image transfer with, but I decided to keep the magazine page and just put it in here because I kind of like it whenever journals like this have a bits of different types of paper in it. I think it's really fun when that happens. Um, so some more beautiful colors in here. Some more magazine ones. This one says Big Fish on it, which is kind of fun. And then we've got some more fish pages in here. So yeah, and then another blank page so I can do what I want. Then the next section here is Karen McKoy's. So I even have like where she signed the book at. Because this was originally, so she has prints that she does for $10 and you get quite a few prints in her journals. So what I did is I removed the staples from her journal and then I cut it down. And then I kept the scraps so that I could do whatever I wanted with them. But these are from her prints, which turned out really beautiful. She's got lots of her flowers in here, lots of different colors. And I love that the pages are very textured and crinkly, very nice. Oops. This one's stuck together. But look at these beautiful colors that she's got in here. Just beautiful pages. And then she also included this little card inside, so inside the journal, as well as some cute things that she made. So she made this beautiful watercolored bookmark, which I thought I could use in here. And then she also included some little bits of an ephemera with her journals. So I thought that was nice to include in here as well. So here's some more of her prints. And this also will kind of give you a good idea of what her journals look like too. So keep those in mind. Um, but yeah, so lots of beautiful flowers, some polka dots in there, just really beautiful papers. And she gave me enough papers in that journal to where I was able to make 2 whole signatures out of it, which I thought was fabulous. Look at this. This is beautiful. I love that. There's so much texture in here, like just feeling the pages. It's great. And she also did some of these on some magazine pages too, which, like I said, I really like that there's different types of papers in here. It's very nice. Look at that one. That one's really yummy. Lots of great stuff in here. And then the last signature in here is actually from PMArtistStudio, and they had a whole bunch of different types of papers in here, as well as different types of painting. Some of it's jelly printing, some of it's like string painting. Like, look at this interesting page here. Like, I like how thin that is. I'm not sure what I'll do with it. But you know, that's kind of the fun of journals like this. Like, look at this. Maybe that could be like something outer spacey. Just beautiful pages. This is a coffee filter of some sort. And then this cool string art page. Yeah, I love that. Look at that page. That's gorgeous. Just doing a little bit of a flip through here. We're back to this nice textured page. And then they also included some collaged papers that were already collaged, which is really cool. So yeah, look at this. Look at that one. That one's really cool too. But yeah, my idea was to put all kinds of different papers, different colors, different textures, different everything. Oh, really? Because of how pretty it already is? Yeah, I thought about that, but I really want to make this something of my own. Um, like I absolutely love how this turned out. And I agree that it would be a perfect piece of art as it is. But I'm gonna try my best to do different things in here because I've seen people make some gorgeous things with journals that I would have never thought to do. So I want this to be like an experiment for me. Because with junk journals, I'm still fairly new to it. And I just want this to be mostly experimentation. Look at this weird piece of paper. It has like, it's like got sewn in stuff in it. It's really interesting. Just never know what to do with them, at least not yet. Your brain hasn't wrapped around it. Yeah, yeah. I know exactly how you feel. I feel like I was in that boat maybe about a month ago, but now I'm just going to, it does look kind of like burlap. It feels like it too, but it's like sewn in there. It's interesting. But yeah, so I just want to have fun in here and see what I can do. Originally, this was going to actually have 8 signatures, so I have an extra signature hanging out here. But I didn't use enough thread because what I did was I sewed these signatures in and then I used book glue. And with the book glue, that's how I got everything to stick the way I wanted. Now I saw one back in here that kind of looked like fish, if I can find it again. I know it was one of Karen's, where I know it was part of a flower. But there was one that really strongly reminded me of a fish. So I'm going to see if I can find it because I would like to draw over that one. I think it would be fun. That one almost does in a way. Um, but yeah, I'm absolutely enamored with how beautiful all these papers are. And I'm really proud of myself for trying to put something together that's, you know, something that I would have never thought to do before or even thought to try. So I really am proud of this and I just hope that I can do it justice. You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes you get these beautiful papers and you're just like, "Oh my gosh, what do I do with this?" Let's see here. Where was that? There was like a page in here where it's definitely a flower, but it looked like a fish, and I thought maybe I could draw over it and then maybe paste some stuff in there. So let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm thinking it was this one. This reminds me, and I think it's because of how this print is in here. It just reminds me of like a betta fish or something like that. Oh, excuse me, I had to take a drink of water. So I think I want to play with that idea. And let's see here. Maybe we could draw on it and kind of get the look of a betta fish in here, because I think that would be really fun. So I kind of see the head of a fish right in here, because to me, it's a fish that's kind of curled up in a way. So let's see if we can get that shape in there. So something like that would be the body of the fish. And then we have this lovely flower here that actually reminds me of the fins of the fish. So I'm just going to draw in these beautiful fins here. And I immediately saw this and thought, oh my gosh, I need to do something with this particular page. So here's the body of our betta fish. And then I'm going to put some eyes here. Maybe with this eye we can somewhat see it, but not really. So maybe we can do that. And give it some eyes that are looking forward. And then we can give it some gills. Like that. And then we need a mouth. So we'll say this is our cute little mouth. And this can be kind of like the little nostril of it. But there's just something really beautiful about this print. And it just gives me nature vibes. And I don't know if you've seen a betta whenever they're flaring up like this, but they always have such gorgeous fins. So something like that. And I'm just following the lines of her stamp. And like I said, I know this is a flower, but you can turn whatever you want into anything as long as you let your imagination flow a bit. So that's what I'm doing. I'm letting my imagination take hold, and then I'm also letting myself kind of trace over some of these gorgeous little marks that this stamp has made. That way we kind of get this free-flowing, beautiful image that we can do whatever we want with. And maybe we could, we can add some scales to it. Like maybe every once in a while we see like a little scale. Like that. So now we've got ourselves this beautiful fish, and we didn't even look at a reference to make it. It just happened to be perfect. Let me see. I'm just curious to see if this bled through or not. It didn't. So that's great. So let's try getting out. Maybe we can get out a little bit of watercolor or something, or some paint of some sort, or we could even, let's see here, we could use colored pencils. That could work. We can really use anything. The world is our oyster today. So let's see. I see purples in there and I see all kinds of stuff like that. Let's do, You know what? Let's do some colored pencils and markers. I haven't done that in a while. So I think that should work nicely. So I'm just gonna grab my big old thing of them and set them next to me. And let's see here. So we've got the purples in there, and I want to keep some of those purples in here, but let's see what happens if we add a bit of pink, into the tail flare here. And I'm just going to gently add it in here. And I'm not even using anything special. I'm using Crayola Super Tips. Super Tips are nice because normally they don't leak through things. So we shouldn't really have any problems with the paper. And if we do, a little bit of leak through is not going to hurt us. So I'm just going to add a bit of pink here. Because I like pinks. Pinks are pretty. And then we'll kind of merge it into another color. So something a little bit like that. And we'll keep on going into the tail. I'm keeping it to where it's darker toward the body, and then I kind of flare out a little bit. So that way it more naturally goes with if this was a tail curvature that we were seeing. So I think that would be really nice. And then getting a little bit closer to the body here, because this would be flared out a bit like that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Something kind of like that. And then sometimes on fish, you might see the color that's closest to the body a little bit along the top of the fringe. So I'm going to kind of play with that idea a little bit. Not get too crazy with it, but just enough, Something like that. And then we have that beautiful purple there. So let's see if we can find like a light purple. And maybe let's try this color and see what happens here. And I'm just gonna kind of mark it in a little bit. I'm not going to use too much because I want to keep that light flowiness of it in there. So it's going to look a little liney, but that's okay because if you look at fins, it's like a bunch of little tiny lines together. So that kind of works for what we want. Add a little bit more purple in here. Make it a little bit darker where there's some creases at. Maybe a little bit of fringe on the inside here. There we go. Nice and gentle. Just like that. And then I want to keep what's going on right here in this body, but I think it's too light right up in that area. So what we can do is get a darker pink and maybe play with the idea of these scales being a darker pink. This is just a slightly darker pink than what we used on the tail or on those fins. And then we can use another color, like maybe a red. We can introduce a little bit of red in there to kind of offset it a bit. That way it's still separating. add that in a little bit so that this fish has a little bit of flair going on. Because betta fish are very beautiful creatures, and they often will have several different colors mixed in, depending on how the light is shining on them. And I want those eyes to stand out a little bit more. Oh, hey Marty, how you doing? See, it's turning into a fish. This was originally a stamp of a flower, but I could see a fish in there. Of course, my husband loves fish, and we actually used to raise a bunch of fishies. So it just seems very natural to me that I turn this into a fish. There we go. We'll go ahead and put white in this eye real quick. That way that'll stand out. And those are with Artix markers, which are just acrylic paint markers. And then we can add the eyeball back in there. Yes, now I raise a different kind of fish altogether. That's actually really funny. Our nickname for Ronan is Little Fish. He's our sweet little fishy. And I wonder if we could do some maybe bubbles around it. So I'm going to bring my Artix markers out here and see what we can do with that. Let's pull this out here. Scooch this over a little bit. And maybe we can have some bubbles happening. And even if some of the bubbles overlap the tail a little bit, I don't think that's a problem. Because we're going for that like kind of fishy vibe. I think we need a brighter, maybe a bit brighter of a marker so that it can stand that purple that's in there. Here we go. Oh yes, that's gonna work a lot better. Now you can actually see the bubbles. Something like that. And then we can kind of pull those pinks back in the colors a little bit, like maybe put a little bit of pink in the bubbles. And then add a tiny bit of that white back in up at the top. Like that. And just kind of create our own sweet little scene. I think I'm going to add a little bit of a lighter purple in here along this nose so that we can kind of round it out a bit more. Make it stand out a little bit better. Give it a little bit more fun here. Add a little bit more markings. And we do still need the red for the gills though. So we can just add that back in there and give it kind of a painterly little look. Now that we have one betta fish in there, we could even add more if we wanted to. Like maybe we can see this bit of tail here. So I'm going to outline where I can see a bit of tail, and we could see maybe one going off the page. Maybe this one's flaring a bit. Because when they're mad, betta fish will definitely flare. They just kind of do that. They're cheeky little guys. Very, very cheeky little fish. And if we wanted to, we could add the same color scheme in, or we could add different colors. Anything would work just fine. I'm just going to add some scales here so we can tell something's going on at the bottom of this page. And maybe with this one, what shall we do? Let's add maybe a little slightly different color scheme to this one. Maybe this one's got a bit of maroon going on. So I'm just gonna give this one a bit of a maroon body. And because I marked the scales before, I can actually lightly see them through this. And I can use a lighter color like this pink, for example, and just scale those in. So you don't have to see the full thing to understand what's going on with this fish. In fact, you can just go with the idea of it. It's like a simplistic design. I think the correct term for it's called impressionism. Impressionism is where you're not actually drawing the full thing, you're just giving the idea of it, and the brain should actually fill in the rest of the message for you. So that's kind of what we're doing here, is we're giving the impression that there's a fish there. And hopefully our brains will be like, oh yeah, I know what's going on here. And it'll just kind of work it in for us. It'll do the work for us, if you know what I mean. So maybe this one's got some pretty aqua happening. So I'm going to add some aqua up here in the fins. And give this one some more life. And then because we have bubbles up here, we could even do the same thing again. So first we used a lighter blue. And then we used a darker blue. Oops, that's not blue. Hello. Like that. And then, oops, I'm just throwing colors everywhere. That's fine. And then, let's see here. Where'd that pink go? Because I kind of liked the pink in there. The pink gave it something kind of fun. So we can do that. And then add a bit of white. Thank you. I appreciate it. These are actually, so this journal has my jelly prints, Karen McKoy's jelly prints, and then PMArtistStudios. And this one is actually one of Karen McKoy's. So I'm just kind of adding to what she had and just kind of putting a new spin on it, which makes it fun. Because she's a wonderful artist and I absolutely love the idea of, kind of collabing in a way. Let's see here. And then maybe, even though betta fish don't live in the ocean, we're going to use our imagination a little bit and maybe we could do some like corals in the background because there's some really, there's a lot of space here that we could really play with. So maybe we could do that. And let's see, what would be a good color for coral in here? Maybe we can start with kind of a crazy off the wall color. So let's start with like red or something because we have red in this fish and we want to incorporate that back into the image. So let's kind of do just like a weird shape. So I'm going to do kind of like a trident-y looking coral. And then I'm going to color that in. And then we're going to add some colors on top of it so that we can give it kind of like a painter vibe. Because I kind of like that idea of it being more painterly. So we are using Arctic markers, which is a paint, so we might as well kind of work with that a bit. So I'm going to do red here. And now we can darken it or deepen it a bit with some other colors that we can play with. So like here's this really beautiful purple, and we can kind of outline it a little bit and make it look a little different. Little story for you. You know what being cheeky is, right? I was with my granddaughter one day and got a little cheeky and said, "Don't get kiki with Missy." That's cute. Yes, we know what cheeky is because of Bluey. So we always like, instead of saying anybody's, we like to make it playful, and we're like, "You're being so cheeky right now." Like that's kind of how we use it in our household. Um that's one of our favorite terms to use here, which is funny because over here we don't really use that term very, like, people don't really use cheeky that much, so people kind of look at us like we're a little weird, but we like it for our family. It works out nice. Don't get cheeky with me, Missy. That's cute. There we go. So we've got a bit of purple in there, and now we need a highlight color. So we've got some shadow in there. And let's bring back in this light purple that's here. So I've got this purple. Oh, that one's not working. We don't want that one. No, no. Let's try this one and see what it does. Oh, there we go. That's much better. So where we would see a bit of light, we're just going to add just a bit of texture to this. Hey, Carol, how you doing? We all get a little kiki and cheeky. That's cute. There we go. So now it kind of looks like there's like a coral of some sort there. So you could even say that that's like a little decoration of some sort. Makes it a little bit fun. And then we can add like another one in there. Let's see. I'm doing great, Carol. I actually just got back from Kansas City. So I'm a little, what I would say is feels like jet lagged, even though I'm not really. But it just felt weird, being so far away from home for a couple of days. So now I'm just kind of getting back into it. Let's do like a weird looking one because corals don't always look normal. So let's do this behind the bubbles back here, and we're going to color it in, but we're going to let those bubbles kind of stick out. Oh, Carol, did you get your subscriptions? Because I know you were only 7 away, and I see Marty congratulating you. Did you get there? We've all been rooting for you. Yes, 1003. Congratulations. That's such an achievement. I bet you were super thrilled with it too, because you've been working so hard lately. I mean, not that you weren't working hard before, of course, but like I know you've been waiting. If anyone deserves it, it's definitely you. So good job. On the 27th, you're going to do a giveaway party? That's my husband's birthday. That's funny. Right? Good, good, good. That's very exciting. I hope someday I can make it to that. I'm actually really thrilled right now. I'm at like 277 or something, and I never thought I would even get far enough to be 200 anything. So I'm pretty happy too. Everybody's doing excellent. Woot, 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 woot. Put him in the giveaway party. We could. I don't know how you'd feel about it though. He's a keeper though. I think I'll keep him. So this one I'm going to kind of make a little bit interesting looking, and then I think I'm going to go back over those bubbles so that they don't disappear, because I don't want them to look like they're going behind it. There we go. Something like that. That's pretty. And then maybe we can have something kind of going up in here. Hey, Ray Ray, how you doing, girl? Oh, you want me to give him away? I see. I see how it is. I'm gonna tell him you said that, Raven. All right, let's see here. What other kind of weird things can we put in here? Let's do, I'm gonna use this kind of orangish color and map out some like plants. Maybe we could do that. So I kind of like this orange color. It's not very assuming or anything like that, which is nice. Oh, that's so great. Yes, we were definitely talking about Mason. Because Carol's having a party on her channel. Which, Ray Ray, if you haven't subscribed to My Quiet Corner, it's a great channel. Rude. She says, send him away. No. We like to tease her, but it's fine. I will keep my husband. Go. Not quite sure about these colors here, but it gives a little bit of interest, I think. Maybe if we add another color in there to kind of tone that up or down a little bit. Let's try. Ooh, that looks rather nice. I kind of like that. It's kind of like a peachy pink color in a weird way. I think I'm going to get rid of that orange and just use that. That's good. Kind of gives it a different vibe there. And then we can use another pink in there and just kind of let it be flowy. Ooh, I like that. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Shar, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you guys all back. Hmm. We need something going on in this corner over here. I'm almost wondering if I shouldn't put like the face of another beta because sometimes betas will face off against each other. Like maybe we'll make this a mad beta. Going, roar, I am a beta, fear me. And then let's see. About adding another beta over here. Something kind of like that. We'll make this one facing us straight ahead. Give it a little bit of raw action here. There we go. And then we need to add some colors to that one to make it look all nice and pretty. Which maybe that one can have the colors of this so that it kind of goes together a little bit. Let's do that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I saw this beautiful stamp here and it was a stamp of a flower and I don't know why, but I just couldn't stop seeing a fish. And I was like, I love fish and my husband loves fish. I was like, we're doing a fish. I don't know if you can tell or not, but a lot of my art has fish in it. We're kind of fishy. Hey, yes, I'm back. I'm back from Kansas City. How you doing, Marcy? We're just doing some interactive storytelling with our fish page here. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm sure we can find another page to transform some too. Ooh, what if we introduce another color and put some yellow in here? Let's see what would happen if we just kind of play with the colors a bit. You never know what might end up going on here. Yeah, I do think there was a fish in the last live stream. I can see it. I can imagine it already. Here, we're gonna make this one have a little bit of orange in it. Maybe a little bit around that eye because we will do the eye in white also. Yes, Marcy is cranky, but she's not really cranky. She's actually quite fun. If you haven't checked out her channel, she's been doing a lot of wonderful watercolors lately. I would definitely recommend. She did this really cool grasshopper that went really cool. Like she was using a book or something and was like kind of walking through the instructions and then just kind of made it her own. It was pretty cool. And then she also did this fabulous flip through of her own journal too. So I would definitely recommend checking her out if you haven't. She is a lot of fun. Whee! And then just kind of add a little bit of a painterly vibe in there because I like us a little bit of painterly. I think we need to add more bubbles. Oh, you're welcome. I like to talk everybody up because I think everybody deserves to be recognized. Let's see here. Oh no, I don't know that this green was the way to go, but we can hide it. It's okay. These are paint markers. That kind of went a little weird, but that's okay. Aha, this looks better. More of a pastel-y color, I think. There we go. And then we can add in that he's a little bit angry because these are betta fish. They got to be somewhat angry. There we go. And I'm just going to draw back in some of these lines that I accidentally painted over. I think if we just kind of quickly, clumsily put them back in, I think that'll be fine. There we go. I'm very much ready to be done with that watercolor book. Oh, yes, I could tell by the way you were talking about it. But hey, you're doing a great job. Like, I feel like for the instructions or lack thereof that they gave you, it turned out really nice. Let's see here. We need more bubbles for this one. This one is not currently breathing, which is a problem. So let's do that real quick. And then we could probably move on to another page. I do love that about yes, exactly. Because originally I was using what was this? Oh, the Crayola Super Tips. And then I was like, let's switch over to acrylics because I love using acrylics. Why not? So let's see here. Let me add in my colors for my bubbles here real quick before I forget. Yes, that looks good. And then I like to add a little bit of color to my bubbles. I think that's the Lisa Frank fan in me. Whenever I was a kid, Lisa Frank was all the rage. And now I just like a pip of neon and color everywhere. There we go. What do you think, guys? I think that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and date this one and then we can find another page to like work on. And I think that would be fun. So let's see. What is today's date? Oh, today's the 17th. There we go. So we've got our first page in this journal. Yay! Exciting. So let's see here. Let's find another fun page to work in because I think that worked out really well. And this is already dry. So we shouldn't have a problem. Let me see if there's any bleed through. A little bit where the super tips were, but nothing terrible. Nothing that I don't think I could work over. So yeah, I think that would be fun. And then let's see here. Let's see what else we have to work with here. So that was in Karen McKoy's pages. Let's do something in one of my pages. because I've been eyeing this page for a while. I don't know what I want to do to it, but I want to do something to it because it just looks fun. Let's see here. Maybe we can do. Oh no, don't fall over. I don't want to pick up my colored pencils again. I accidentally dumped over my colored pencil bucket one day and I was so sad. I was like, no. Let's see if maybe we can do a bit of collage. At a garage sale, I got these. So yes, tropic summer vibes, and now we're gonna go into like old school vibes because I like me a bit of old school stuff. Let's see here. So I found these cool cards at a garage sale. They are called Let's Pretend Seatwork Pictures of Life. Never heard of it in my life, but I thought they were cute. Let's see if any of these could work. Um, that one's kind of interesting, but it kind of takes up the whole page. I don't know about that. Um, maybe not these. Let's try. Oh, are you cutting out the stickers that you were talking about? The ones that you made for your channel? Ooh, we could put a window in here. I see this cool window. I see a window that matches the color scheme of it. Look at this window. Because it's got those red flowers in there. Like maybe this window is to a different world of some sort. Like that's interesting. I'm gonna keep that out. Um, let's see here. Maybe we could have, should we have animals or people or what should we have? Hmm. Oh my god, look at this puppy. This puppy came in some mail and it's so cute. Look at its little smile. It's so perfect. Love the pupper. Thank you. I appreciate that, Zal. Let's see here. Let's go with, or if we didn't want to collage actual things into it, we could keep the color scheme going and put in actual collage stuff in here, like some painty papers of some sort. That could be interesting. Like I've got these. Like look at this. This could be interesting in here. Just like as a different color, I could cut it down. Maybe that could work. Let's make this an interesting like collage painty papers page. Do I have smaller versions of that one? I know I actually sent some of this one to Carol. Because we did like an ATC swap and some painted papers, and I sent some of these in it. There's some smaller bits of it. We could play with that. Let's see, those are my yellows. Let me see if I can find some oranges because I want some oranges and reds in there. Let's see. That's purple. I don't really want purple. Ooh, what about these? This was from that fish that I made, so this could be fun. Take out some of these papers too, because this orange could look good on something. So we'll take out some of those. And then I want some red in there. Where are my reds? Red, 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 red. I'm like going through all my scrap water. Where are all of you? Oh, here are my reds. So we've got some of those. Look at these pretty reds in here. Like we've got this. This could be fun. That looks really pretty. Ooh, we've got this big heart. That could be fun too. It's got a bunch of glitter on it, but we can be careful with it. Let's see here. And this is kind of interesting. This has a little spot of blue. So we can use all kinds of different scribbity scraps and just kind of have a bit of fun with this one. I kind of like this too. This is pretty as well. Why am I finding so many pretty papers? I don't know what to use. Okay, so I think that's enough of that. Let's see what we can make. Hmm. So I think I'm gonna scrap this window. I think I've already decided that we're just gonna do like a crazy collage on here. What is this paper? Ooh, that's very glittery. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty. Hmm. We can even rip some of this stuff and just kind of have fun. Like maybe we can just add a strip there. That strip looks nice. Let's try it. Where did my glue go? Of course, I say I want to do all this and I don't see my glue. Let's see. Give me 1 second to locate that real quick. Ah, there it is. I like to use Elmer's glue when I collage because I'm old fashioned that way. Yes, I will definitely include some hearts in there because I think hearts are really pretty. So let's try putting this on first because I really like the sparkly nature of this. I think that's quite nice. Yeah, we can also add some stamps to it. This is actually made from a stamp. So this was a image transfer that I did on GELI Plate, and then I added a stamp on top of it. Let me like, find that video. It was this stamp. Oop, this stamp right here. But yeah, we can definitely do some more stamping after we get some crazy stuff on here. Why not? See, we're doing a little bit of everything today. I like that. That's like the perfect length to put there too. Oh, so pretty. Mm, okay. Yes, I'm feeling that. That's looking good. Need a paper towel because I'm gonna get glue all over me. Here we go. All right. Let's see here. So I like that there. Do I want to put some of this on this side too, so it kind of matches? Ooh, I like how this is tearing like perfectly in strips. That makes me very happy. Oh, you do? All right. Yeah. Well, what you could do is paint on your jelly plate, and then after you get all the colors and stuff on there, just put it over it and pop it off, and it'll smush your paint into the shape of the stamp. It's really cool. So let's get this guy on here. And I see that we've got 8 people. If I can get 10 people in here, I could actually do a giveaway for the first time if anybody would be interested in that. I have this, I went to an estate sale, and at the estate sale, there was this really cute little journal that somebody made. So somebody actually made this, and it's a little tiny junk journal. So if we can get 10 people in here, I will do a giveaway and I will give away this journal because I don't know what I would do with it. But I wanted to save it because it was the last day of the estate sale and I was afraid that they'd throw it away. And I think somebody probably worked really hard on this. So yeah, so if we can get at least 2 more people in here, I will do that. So let's see, what else can we put on here? Just kind of keep an eye out for me. And if you notice that there's 10 people, let me know. Ooh, what if we did this so that we can kind of get in there? All right, let's try that. And with that giveaway, how you can give me your address is um, you can send me an email and I will give you that information once we do it. So that should be pretty easy. Yeah, I love finding little things that people have worked on. And, this lady, it seemed like it was an older lady, and she probably passed away because the estate sale was her entire house. So I think, it would be nice to keep a little piece of her alive, and have somebody kind of collaborate by working in her journal. I think that could be really nice. And, I think that, in doing that, it just, I don't know, it seems like a really nice thing to do. Let's go with that. That looks pretty. So now we have that kind of glittery outlook. Oh, we're at 9 people. So if we can get one more person, we're almost there, y'all. Let's see here. I love this heart. I don't know if I'm ready to stick the heart on yet, though, but I kind of like it there. That's kind of cute. What do you think? Let's try. Let's do this. I think I'm going to go ahead and just stick her on so we don't lose her. And I'm going to put it right here like that. I think that's pretty cute. And it's got all that glitter on it. Yes, I love me some glitter. And then I really love this paper. I don't know why, but it just speaks to me. Yes, the sparkle does add a lot, and I feel like it adds, like, I definitely want to keep this over here. Like, I don't want to do anything with this part over here that's going to mess with it. But maybe if we put like a little bit of texture in it, like this, because that orange kind of fades in there, but then we get the white crackles. That could be fun. So let's go ahead and get that in there. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of fun whenever you make something so abstract that it's not really anything, but yet the colors speak to you, you know? I think that adds a lot to it. I'm gonna put this guy up here so that maybe it'll influence people to come in. You're like, yes, you want the journal, come in. All right, let's see here. I kind of like these flowers too. I'm gonna maybe cut one of these out and use it. Maybe we can put a flower up here. That could be fun. Let's do that. Because this is rather cute paper. It's kind of thick paper too. It kind of feels like it's made out of like a really thick cardboard instead of a cardstock. Not sure where I got this one. I did not paint this one. Let's see, do we want it over here or over here? Maybe over here because it offsets this heart that's over here. And I think that works. So let's try that. And see what that looks like. And remember, we can always cover things up. We shouldn't be afraid to make mistakes and get messy, as they say. So let's try that. I'm going to set this up here like this. There we go. It is a bit thick over here. So let's see if we can smush it down a little bit more. So I think that looks kind of nice like that, because then we've got the red and the red. Might need a little bit more of that orange and white up top. Or, ooh, what is this? That could be interesting. What is up with all these gnats everywhere? We've been having a problem with our air conditioning, and so we left our window open, so that some air could get in here. And my goodness, if all the gnats didn't just show up out of the world, and I'm like, go away. Okay, let's see here. I don't know that this piece goes with it, honestly, so we're going to skip that piece. Let's see what else we've got up here. We'd have a little bit of this. This is kind of an odd shape. Maybe something like that coming out of the corner. That way it kind of matches a little bit. Let's try that. There we go. And let's smush this into here. Oops. Put it in there like that. I like something in here. This spot looks really bare to me. I'm not really sure why. I wish I could use this in here somewhere, but I'm not sure. Right. Unless I did something like this. Let's tear it and make it round. I kind of like a torn edge showing. I don't mind that at all. Maybe we can do something like that there. That just kind of gives it a little bit of a highlight. Let's try that. Let's see what we can do here. Give that a try. There we go. That looks nice, just like that. And what we could also do is take a bit of gold paint and maybe add a bit of a highlight in it. That could be fun. Let's see. Here I am getting messy again. Woo! All right, let's try a little bit of gold here. Maybe we can do some gold in here. And let's just kind of swick it about. So that way it'll have a bit of a shine on it, like a sheen, and kind of go with the rest of this that's in here. Because it needs something. Oh no, it's smearing some of the paint. That's okay. What that means is we need to add more gold to it so it looks like it's on purpose. There we go. So something a little bit like that. And then let's see here. Where'd my paper towel go? That's interesting. On the angle that I'm looking at it, it looks like the paint has smeared, but when I'm looking at it on the camera, it looks just fine. Very interesting. Huh. I'm okay with it. Just like this over here, I can see a full flower, whereas you guys can only see a gold smudge. Maybe if I rub it in just a little bit more, you'll be able to see the flower again. There we go. Let me see if I tilt it so you can see that there actually is a flower still there. Yeah, see, you can see the red that's in there still. So it's kind of interesting that it did that. All right, so we've got some gold in there. What else can we add in here? We can do a corner here. Nope, that's too much red. I can already tell I don't like it. Don't like it. Let's see here. Maybe we can add to that heart and put this cute little guy in there. That kind of gives it a little bit of different. I like that a lot. Oh, hi, Carol. It was good to see you. There we go. Yeah, I think I like that actually. That looks really cute. I love that. All right. And then let's see here. What else do we got in here in our scrap pile? I'd like to add a little bit of this yellow over here somewhere too. Oh, here we go. This is a corner piece. That could look lovely somewhere. Maybe. Oh, like that. That could look really cool. I kind of like that. I'm digging it. We're doing it. Doing it. Okay. So let's just kind of paste that in this corner over here. Just like that. And I think that looks really good. I like that a lot. Okay. This corner is kind of sticking up here and that's worrying me a little bit. So I'm going to add a little bit more glue and just kind of smush it and see what happens. So I don't mind if the glue shows, but I just don't want that corner making everything peel up. Here we go. That's a little bit better. So let's see what else we can do in here. These little red pieces are really pretty. Maybe I could. Is it too much red? Well, because this has the yellow on it, so it's actually not bad. Let's rip like a circle of it out. And maybe put that down right there. That's kind of fun. And what I'll do for those of you that are watching, if by the time I finish this, if we haven't gotten to 10 people, I will keep this for next time and we'll just continue doing it. So anytime, so the next time I get 10 people in here, I will do this giveaway. So if it ends up being tomorrow, that's fine. If it ends up being tonight, that's fine too. But I do want to do that as a giveaway, and I think that would be nice. Because like I said, I feel like I saw a little bit of that lady's life in going to her house, and I would just like to give back a little bit, I think. Let's see here. Oh, I kind of like that too. See, don't be afraid to glue over stuff because we have this pop of white and orange here. But it also looks kind of good with this over it. So let's do that too. Here we go. I'm just going to pop that down. And I think that page looks pretty darn complete to me. That looks really good. I'm loving that. So I'm going to go ahead and sign that one. And put the date in. I like putting the date in everything because I feel like that shows my progress. So I can look back and be like, oh yeah, I remember when I did that. This is what I was doing that day. And yeah. So I do think that dates are important whenever you're trying to track what you're doing. So let's see here. What are we at? We are at, okay, so I've been streaming, it looks like a little bit over an hour now. And there's only 5 of us right now. So what I'll do is tomorrow, whenever I stream again, I'll bring this back out. And if we can get up to 10 people, I will do a giveaway for this. I want to do at least 10 people. That way it's at least fun. Because I feel like if it's just 1 or 2 people, that's not as fun. So I'll bring this back out tomorrow and we'll try to get up to 10 people again. And if we can, we'll give this away. But I think I'm going to go ahead and stop for the night. I did do 2 pages. So we did this beautiful fish page together. And then we also did this wonderful, I don't know what you would call this, an abstract collage piece that I'm really in love with right now. So at this point, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm really thankful for all of you. If you guys could please like, share, or subscribe, tell your friends about it, that kind of thing. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a great night. Bye, guys.